So we're going to create a new document by clicking Ctrl N on our keyboard, and we're going to come here and we're going to type in 1080 1080, and we're going to come here and say 1350. Okay, this is the histogram portrait size, and we're going to come here and click on the portrait. Then the color mode, take it to RGB. Then here you can leave it the same, but most times it's RGB. This IL, I don't know why it's supposed to be done automatically, but sometimes my Photoshop just keep choosing something different. So we're just gonna click OK. Okay, now that we have an empty document, we're going to come now to our folder. Okay, how I navigate is to press down the Alt and the Tab key. This is going to navigate. I'm holding down my Alt key now on my PC, and I'm just tapping the Tab key. This is just going to switch between documents or between windows that are open. So I'm just going to let go once I get to the document that I want to open. I mean, to the window that I want to open. So I'm just going to drag this, minimize back, and just let go. Okay. So on this one, we just going to turn to smart object. So I'm just going to rasterize it. Okay, and I'm just to come back again and say convert to smart object. The reason why I do this, if you look at this end, it's just going to snap. Okay, let me come back now. If you click on it, we are having these extra edges most times whenever I want to scale. So most times I just like taking it out. Okay, like I said, this is me showing you deep. I may not be able to explain everything now, but later in the course you are going to learn everything Photoshop from scratch. So I may do something that I may not be able to explain everything. So this one now, we're just going to come to effect, filter, and come to blur, and come to motion blur. Okay, and we're just going to take it down a bit, make it really blur. Okay, and we're just going to click OK. So this one now, we'll come here and make it big. Okay, and let it be in the center. Enter. Okay, now we have this effect. I think it's never blur enough, but let's scale it down a bit. So we are going to come back and bring it again. This time I'm not going to rasterize. I'm just going to work with it like that. So I'm going to come here, click OK, go to filter, come to blur, and come to Gaussian blur. Okay, and I just want it to be there in the background. Okay, I'm just going to place it by size, and I think we have this one which is by the side there. Then let's start working with the image. Okay, so for this background, I think I'm just going to lock it. So I'm going to select everything in here, select everything, press Ctrl G on keyboard to group. Now it can't group because of this background is locked, so I'm just going to select everything again, and Ctrl G. Okay, now I can lock it because I don't want anything to destruct what I'm doing. So we have this one now. Okay, there are ways you can automatically remove background, but there's something I want to do here. Okay, on this particular background, on this particular image that I want to be on the floor. Okay, what I'll do is to come to select subject, and I'm just going to take out the background. Okay, first, and let's just wait for it to load. And now once it's done like this, I can now come here and click on this mask, and it's going to take out the background. Okay, but there's something that the photographer did that I love so much, and that is the drop shadows. Okay, I don't want to lose those drop shadows here, so what I did was to have this copy and press Ctrl J on my keyboard to have a duplicate. Then on this second one, I'm just going to come here and say delete layer. Okay, mask. Okay, so we have the image back to normal, but on this one I'm just going to say let's leave it like that first. So on this particular one, we're going to come here now and add a mask. Okay, we're going to take our brush to B and make it big by using the left bracket, or you can right click and just increase the size here. Okay, or you can use the inverted brackets on your DC, and I'm just going to make sure that your foreground here is black. Okay, let's click on it, make sure it's black so that we can clean it. Okay, the reason is I want to make sure that while wiping I don't wipe out this shadow, because I really love the shadows and I don't want to mess with it. Okay, the photographer have done a very pretty good job of that one, so I just want to save me my save myself the time to try to make those shadows. So I'm just going to make this one smaller. I'm using my inverted bracket to reduce the size, so I'm just going to clean it. Okay, and make it bigger here. Okay, you can actually wipe it, because look at the one we are wiping here. Okay, so I'm just going to, I want to preserve that shadow. Okay, let me reduce this. Okay, now for if we should turn off this background, now you can see that we are still having this white part. Okay, we are still having this white part. Let me bring a solid color that is really contrasting. Nice, good. So if I should turn off, okay, let me bring it back. If I should put this under now, and I can see what I've been doing. I'm trying to like paint out this edge so that they are not that harsh. So I can actually come back now and see, okay, and paint it off, because I want that fade. Okay, I want it to be really faded. All I want is these shadows here. Okay, I don't want to mess with it. Okay, and I can see all this line here that I didn't clean properly. They can just come and start acting as something you don't like your design. Okay, so now you can see that I still have this subtle drop shadow that I love. Okay, so I can actually take out this thing now, because I just wanted to use it to show you. So now we have this one. So I'm going to go back to my move tool. This is the move tool. I actually use V key on my keyboard, okay, to move. So I'm going to drop this down. Oh, I'm moving just one now, so I have to move it to Ctrl S. I mean Ctrl Z. So I'm going to select these two and press Ctrl. Instead of press Ctrl G, which may group them, I'm going to right click and say convert to smart object. Convert to smart object. Okay, now they're now one. Not like the selection isn't there anymore. It's still there, but it's now in a group, but it's a selected object. So we're going to place this one here and just drop it here and click enter on your keyboard, or you can come here and click this. Okay, so let's come to the other image. I think these are the two images that I use. Okay, so I'm going to select these three and drag it into the design. So now that we have this similar thing, we're just going to come to select subject, and we're going to select the background and take it out. And now once it's selected, click on this. It's going to take out the background. The same thing for this. So let's turn off this so that we can see it. So go to select subject. Once it's selected, click on this. Going to take out the background. Turn this one off. Then the last one, come here, select subject, and click on this. Is going to take out the background. Okay, so now we have all this. Okay, we're just going to scale this one down. Okay, hit enter your keyboard and just position it somewhere here. Then on this one, and we're going to scale it down too, and we're going to place it somewhere here and hit enter your keyboard. And finally on this one also, we're going to scale it down. Okay, and I want this one to be real big in the center. Okay, so we're going to take this two, select both of them, and maybe we can crush them down a bit, or maybe they are okay like that. I don't know, let me just see. Take them down a bit so that this one in the middle can stand out. Remember, we are going for that three-part action where you have the big, bigger, biggest. Then we have this. Okay, so we're going to come here and push this one to the side. Then we have this one push to the side. Okay, just push this one a bit. Okay, you can always come back to retouch things. Okay, so for these ones, we're going to select this three and Ctrl G. Okay, now on this particular group, we're going to come here, create a layer mask on it, and We're going to use our brush by clicking B on our keyboard, make it a little bit bigger. Since it's white, make sure your foreground color is black. So we're just going to paint off this edge so that we can have this blur effect. Okay, we can take it down in case it's too much and make it big a bit so that we can have this flow effect. Okay, now we are working on the group and not on the actual this thing itself, pictures themselves. So we have this one, the group are still intact, and let's make this one a little bit bigger because we want it to stand out. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK. Okay, now we have this. Okay, for this image, we're gonna bring it to the front. Okay, drag it to the top, and immediately you see that line, drag it to the top. Okay, now we are getting the effect we're going for gradually. Okay, make sure that this one is somewhere here so that it doesn't cover the whole of the image. So we can actually select all these ones and make them smaller. Well, for now, let's leave it like that. Or maybe we can do that now. I don't know. Now I want to scale down. So as I'm scaling down, because I've selected all of them, holding down my Alt key so that they can all select and scale into the middle. Okay, and let's wait for it to transform. Okay, now we have this. Nice. Now you can see that because I transformed it, our layer mask have also shifted. Okay, so how do I move my layer mask? I'm just going to unlock this, unlink it, and I'm going to use my move to my arrow key on my keyboard. I'm going to push it upward. Okay, so that our fade can affect it now. Okay, I think that's okay, and let's link it back. Okay, yeah, that's good. So what else? I think we need to add, let me just drop, let me see. Okay, we have the flower here. Okay, I'm just gonna make this one big. And I'm gonna drag in this one. I think this one was somewhere here. Then we have the logo. Come on, let's add the logo at the end, but since we already know what we'll be doing, we just need to add everything. Okay, this is pretty much it. And what else? I think I need to add the text. Not the text yet. This flower, because remember she wanted the floral effects, and now we're just going to go for that. And now we're going to scale this one in. Remember, there is one at the front and one at the back. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to place it, let me scale it a bit. I'm going to place it just behind the images. I'm going to make a copy by pressing Ctrl G and drag the other one up. Okay, then for this one, which is at the back, let me turn off this one first, and we'll make another copy, Ctrl G, and we're going to bring it to this other end, but we're going to flip it. Okay, so what we can do is to press Ctrl T on our keyboard, right click on it and say flip horizontally. Okay, so now we have it this way, like this. Okay, then we're going to turn on this layer now, this one at the top. I feel like I need to flip this. Let me Ctrl T and flip it horizontally, then click again, flip it vertically. It really don't give me that I want. Let me undo this. Maybe I need to rotate this. Okay, I think this will be better. Okay, I think this will be better. Okay, Okay, now that I have this better rotation, I think I need to, or maybe I should just work with it like that. I'm going to duplicate this. Another way that I like duplicating is to hold down my Alt key, and while we have this arrow, I'm just going to drag it, okay, to this bar here like this. So also we're going to make sure that these flowers are behind this one. So we're going to take this flower here, especially these two that are on top, and drag it behind this layer. Okay, so I think the next thing we need to do now is to make the blur effect. So let's click off and just adjust this. So how do you add the blur effect to this? It's very simple. It's similar to what we've done to this layer. So we can come here, select no filter, and come to blur and come to Gaussian blur. And now we can take that down, just give that effect of blurriness, okay, and click OK. So now that we've done it on this layer, we're going to drag the effects to this one. Okay, so what I normally do is to hold down the Alt key. Now that you're on this layer, just hold down the Alt key and drag this effect onto this layer, and the same blur effect is going to transfer. Okay, so now we have these two effects, and I think these guys are too big. Hit OK, and now adjust. And let's bring this image here, maybe a little bit out, up. Okay, now we're going to bring in our text. I think that's all the element we used in this design. Here's here. Good. So we have our text. I'm just going to open it now in, okay, it's actually a text file. So we have the Queen of Happiness. So I'm going to copy this first. So I'm going to come to my text tool. I'm going to click somewhere here. And because I've copied the text, I'm going to press Ctrl V to paste it. And now the reason why my text automatically turned to look like the first one is because I've actually selected that text, and Photoshop kind of had the memory of the last thing you did. So I just want to click OK, then I'll come back and show you. Let me adjust this first. Okay, this be so small there. So in order to make this one, I'm going to select this and make this canvas. I want to align it to the center, so I'm just going to click on this one and it's going to align to the center. And so we're going to remove this all because it's not part of this the text. That was one she was directing me on what to do, and just click that up. Okay, and let's come back to our move tool. Let's align it again. Okay, now what happened is how to make the text spread out like that. What happened is you can come here where you have this number, you have this tracking effect. So what you can do is, in case you are not seeing, you can go to window and you say character. Okay, it's out now, but if I come here, window, and click on character, it's going to appear somewhere on your window. Okay, so you can make it big or smaller. Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, for this one I think I used 700 or something. Let me Ctrl Z, 705. Okay, you can use any one of your choice. Okay, so for the second text, we're gonna come here and copy happy birthday. I think we can just type this one. I don't know why I'm doing this. Ctrl C, and let's click on the text tool and click here and Ctrl V. Okay, it's still going to track it too because of the memory that it has of the last effect you did. So we're going to select all this. Okay, so I'm going to come here, select a new type, and come to Cinzo. Okay, Cinzo decorative. Let me check that out. Okay, I want to take down the tracking. I don't want it at all, and make it 0. Fortunately, this is not the font that I use. I think I use Fair Display or something. Yeah, I think I use Fair Display. clear that up and make it like this. Select text and just come here and adjust it. And now I can click off. Come here and I'm going to scale this. Hold down your Alt key while scaling so that it scales from the middle. And we're going to come here. Okay. So we're going to bring this text to the back. So for this one, we're going to select all this flower thing and we're going to group them. Okay. All these elements. Ctrl G. And we can call this design. Okay. Then for this text, we're going to take it all the way to the back, apart from it being okay. So we're going to make it bigger. Okay, hit enter on our keyboard. Then we're going to make a duplicate of it, Ctrl J, and bring it all the way here. Okay, for this one, I'm going to bring it to the top. And let's drag it all the way to the top. Okay, now that we have it this way, select all and paste. And I'm gonna come here. So we're gonna take this one out. So I'm gonna cut it, Ctrl X. So now we have it this way, and let's click off. Okay, now we're going to make it 4. So now what we're going to do is to hold down the Control key, and now this is going to give us this handle. Okay, let's Ctrl Z first. Okay, before you do that, we're going to convert this text to smart object. Right click on it and say convert to smart object. Okay, so that we can have that ability to make it bend and make it look as if it's on the floor. So we're going to hold down the Control key and come to this handle here, and now we cannot bend it. Okay, and now we're going to adjust and adjust until it feels like it's on the floor. Okay, because we want it to have this effect like it's on the floor with this picture. Okay, that's the effect, that's the goal of this point here. Okay, remember, as you are moving this, always hold down your Control key, because if you don't, it's not going to work. Okay, and now in order to keep things straight, we're going to bring down our ruler. In case you don't see a ruler, you could come to view and say ruler. Okay, or Control R. Okay, let's bring this down so that we can have right perspective. Okay, so let's come back here and hold down your Control key and click any of these handle, and the previous handles are going to come out. Okay, so I adjust and keep this thing straight. Okay, and by the way, if my Photoshop look does not look like yours, it's because I've changed a lot in my own Photoshop. So let's zoom all the way in here so that we can adjust this properly, because we want to keep the perspective nice and straight. Okay, you just need to make sure that this guy tallies with this line. Okay, we are good. So now that you're done, you can come here and click OK, and you are done. Let's hide the ruler by pressing Ctrl semicolon on your keyboard, and there we have it. So now we have this other text that is there. I think we have the Queen of Happiness. I think this text is way bigger than the way I'm having there, and everything is adjustable anyway. I believe because this text I kind of Really not as big as this one. Let me just keep checking. I think everything here looks bolder. Okay, I think all this one looks bolder. Let me bring this one in. So this one, I'm gonna make it big by adjusting it. And hit the enter key. So now that we have it this way, we're going to send it back. But before we send it back, let's look at something else that is missing. Happiness coin. I think I need to curve this in a little bit more inside. So I'm going to hold down the control key and click again. And I'm going to curve this one really inside, okay? Because it seems like we're not getting more of these effects just like we had before. Okay, so for this one now we're going to make a duplicate, Ctrl J, and inside we're going to come inside here and double click on this smart object so that it can take us the text. And I think on this one we had the critical happiness there. So we're going to come back here and let's go and copy that text. The reason why I like copying text is so that you don't make errors, because sometimes most of the errors I make are just from typo errors. So I don't like typing things myself. I like typing it before the moment of design. So Ctrl V and critical of happiness. Let me see. And I want to select all of them and just bring down the size. Okay. And just place this at the middle and press Ctrl S. So come back here now. Okay, now the reason why it kind of replaced the text, even though I made a duplicate, is my error anyway, but it's good it happened so that I can show you this one. So I'm going to press Ctrl Z. And now when making a copy, when you copy a text that is inside a smart object, it can just be replaced when you type in a new text. So what you can do is that let's delete this one and right click and say new smart object via copy. So this one it's not connected to this one anymore, so we can come here now and type it again. Press Ctrl S to commit the text. Now if we come back here now, you can see that it doesn't replace it anymore because it's not independent of itself. Okay, this is the first one. We need to select it and move it. Okay, so now we have it here. The reason why we have to do is so that we have this in perspective and not having a shift in perspective. Okay, so we have this one here and we can place it to wherever we like and just press OK. I think it extended through this way. Okay, I think we need to make some adjustment here and just hit the enter key. I think it's too small. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So now we can click the enter key. Okay. So now what else? Okay. Now there are things that you probably need to see in this first design. All till now, I've not saved my document, and that's a risk. So I'm going to press Ctrl S, and I'm just going to stock it somewhere. Let me save it on my desktop first. I'll find a way to keep it later. Okay, Photoshop practice. Oh, let me just call it birthday flyer design. Okay, I think this font, I think I need to change it to something because I'm noticing that it's like what I did there. What I used here wasn't this font. I think I used something like the Cinzo. Let me see. Let me see. Cinzo regular. Okay, exactly. Because of the way this Y is. So I'm just going to scale it down. Okay, make sure that everything is visible. Because if it's not visible, any part that is cut off here is just going to be cut off. Okay, I think we are good here. And just click to X. Okay, I just position this one here. Okay, so we can actually make this one bigger. We can select both of them. Okay, and hit the enter key. Okay, so now we are here. There are very few things that are left, so I want to cover this part here that I did it last time. So I'm just going to create a new layer, then use my brush tool, click B on my keyboard, reduce it, make sure the foreground is black, and take down the flow or the opacity, anyone, and just paint it out. Okay, I don't want that hair to show. Okay, I want it to be like black inside. So let's come back. Now we're going to create shape, circle, and you probably didn't see this in the other flyer, but it's there. So we're going to fill it with gradient. We're going to come to fill and we're going to come to gradient. And there's this gradient that I use, which have this one here. If you double click here, we're going to have this gradient. So we're going to make both sides white and here white. Click OK. But for this one, we're going to take down the opacity to 0. Okay. If I make the opacity 100 now, you can see that it's actually the gradient is fading from white to white, but from one end we're going to come here and reduce the opacity to 0. Okay, 0, and click OK. So we're going to come back to it and we're going to make it radial. Okay, radial, and it's going to be radiating from the center and not from the end. So we're going to come here and say 0. Okay, so let's come to the move tool. I don't know if I'm saying that properly. So we're having this like a light. Okay, now we're going to scale from the center and click enter. So we're going to be using this a lot. Okay, and we're going to place it here. We're going to hold down the Alt key and drag another one here, and we'll hold down the Alt key, drag another one here. Okay, then for this one, we're going to take down the opacity down a bit because I don't want it to affect the text that much. Or probably this text is not big enough. Maybe we're just going to increase it, and I can see that this spacing here is too big. I'm going to adjust that too. So, but first let me increase it and come and click OK. So let's take down the spacing, just drag it down. Okay, and let's push that a bit down. Okay, I can notice that this light is covering too much of the design. Okay, then I think I need one here on top this this flyer here, and this text need to be back. This one, like it needs to be on the background. So I'm going to select both text and I'm going to send it back. Okay, I'm going to press Ctrl Shift left bracket. It's going to take it all the way to the back like bottom. So I'm going to drag it above this layer so that we can have this, even this flower covering it. Okay, so we have all this now. And what else? Let me push this. Can't select this. I don't know why. Did I lock that folder? I think I did. Let me off this. Okay, I locked that layer. So let me unlock it so I can move. So we're gonna position this one here. Then for this thing at the background, it's kind of obstructing. I think I place it here in this one, somewhere like this, not at the background, because I actually made two versions. I think I've showed you before. Let me see. Make this one somewhere here. Okay, this pretty it. Okay, this pretty it. Okay, I use this lights that I use now. I call it light. Let me select all this so that you can see the difference, because some of all this trick. Ctrl G. Now if you turn it off, you can see how dry your design look, but with the light you can see how it just make your design pop. Okay, one last thing is that you can come here, adjustment layer, come to vibrance, and just crack the vibrance all the way to the top. Okay, you may not do it. This is going to make your design pop more. Okay, makes it pop. Okay, don't do it too much. I think plus 60 is okay. It just depends on the quality of the image that I am working on. And that's cool. Okay, I think I don't like this light that is leaking here. Kind of isn't working as I want it to. Maybe somewhere subtle here is okay. And maybe just make a little adjustment. Then for the second one, I think I just deleted these two images. Okay, let me lock these lights because they're kind of disturbing me now. And let me lock it. I think this, for the second version, I just turned off this layer because I felt like, well, maybe these two images are just okay or perfect for it. Okay, but let's bring it back on, and I think we are done here. More lights, and okay, so we have this one. I didn't tell you about it before now, so I'm just going to drag it and bring it in here. And we're going to come here, blending option, and we're going to say screen. Okay, I'm going to make it big because we want to have it this light effects. Click enter your keyboard to commit the size, and we're going to place it somewhere here. I think I'm going to place another one somewhere here too. I use this most of the time for most of my flyer design. Just give this light leak effects into your design. Okay, let's check the one I've made before. I think those are two places that I placed it. Okay, I can see it somewhere here. Kind of make that one bigger. Okay, we are having the same effect. So now we're done. I think so. So you can see how cool you can make a flyer. Now this is a collaboration between who needs the design and myself. Okay, so it's not just a one-sided thing. The communication with the client can help you to make better design. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this flyer design. I hope you've learned something. I'll send it to the client, then we'll see how they responded and everything. Okay, so that brings us to the end, and I hope you find it helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.